Hi, everyone. So, some news has happened since the last time we talked, okay? So, for example, Derek Carr, new contract. Daniel Jones, new contract. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram, franchise tagged. Lamar Jackson has also been franchise tagged, which I was excited, but it's the non exclusive franchise tag. So, not as excited. And with that, I was like, all right, I get it. It's like 32 million opposed to the exclusive tag, which was like 45 million. I was like, all right, fine. Not excited about it, but I'll take what I can get. And then with like in the hour, as I'm sure a lot of you saw, of the announcement of Lamar Jackson getting the franchise tag, like beat writers and insiders for the Falcons, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Raiders, the Dolphins, like I think one or two other teams were like, whoa, we're not pursuing Lamar Jackson, guys. Everyone, stop thinking that. So now everyone's thinking, oh, why does no one want Lamar Jackson? You know, what's the problem with Lamar? What has he done for these teams to go out of their way to be like, you know what? My hands are out. I'm good. I'm okay. Here's how I see it. Obviously, there's a disconnect. They're not here. The Ravens and Lamar. They're not here. We're here. We're not connected, okay? So obviously there's numbers that the Ravens want to pay and what Lamar wants to get paid. Excuse me. And they're not the same. So obviously things have not worked out contractually. We're aware of that. But it seems like they both want to work it out. Lamar seems like he wants to stay in Baltimore, which I'm all fucking for. But and then what was my point? Oh, okay. So everyone's thinking, oh, Baltimore's disrespecting Lamar. They don't want to pay him this and that. Well, Baltimore's doing, and I think an insider has said it, and I've seen a couple other people say it on like line and TikTok and all that. It's like Baltimore is letting the market set the market. They're like, all right, this is where we're at. Let's see what other teams are willing to pay you. You know, let's see what they want to offer, because then we can go off of that. Because if it's close to what we're offering, then we don't look bad. But if it's more than what Baltimore's paying, Baltimore's going to get 2 first-round picks, if maybe more, which I'm going to be furious about, but I'll deal. And I mean, hey, I'm all for it. I want Lamar to get the most money possible. I want him to be the quarterback for the Ravens until he is done playing football. And it's not looking hot. It's not hot right now. And also, the same teams that have come out saying, "Oh, we're not going to pursue him," some of you are fucking liars. I know it. I know you guys are liars. Like the Falcons, tons of cap space. You don't want Lamar Jackson? Let's be honest. Lamar Jackson, Desmond Ridder. No offense to Desmond. I was a big fan of him at Cincinnati. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he has the potential to be really good in this league. But right now, I choose Lamar Jackson. I do. And I'm sure you as well. And it's just like, I feel like I'm just like, there's a lot of up in the air, and everyone's like freaking out. And I'm just like, everyone needs to calm down. It's still early, so as of this coming Monday, teams can, I think it's like the tampering period's open. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of offer sheet Lamar gets, because if Baltimore does not match those offer sheets, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I am. Okay? I am going to be honest. I'm going to be very upset because I don't want Lamar to leave. I'm a big Lamar guy. I mean, I'm sticking with the Ravens regardless. I'm dying a fan of this team. That's just what it is. But I'm really hoping Lamar Jackson can stay. That's the goal here. And there's a team that wasn't mentioned that I am worried that they could go after Lamar, and that's the Detroit Lions. Yes, I understand that they're also paying Jared Goff a decent amount of money as well. But I don't want Jared Goff in Baltimore. Jimmy G, I'll accept. I will. If we trade Lamar, or he goes somewhere else, I'll take Anthony Richardson. I'll take C.J. Stroud. I'll take Bryce Young, Will Levis, Malik Cunningham. I'll take him. That's cool. I'm all for those guys too. But Lamar is my number one. And this sounds like I'm a dick riding, whatever. No, I'm just like, we have a good thing going in Baltimore. Let's not fuck it up, guys, okay? Just everyone cut it the fuck out. At least with the money thing, here's what I'll say. You have a job. Most likely, if you're watching this, you're of the age of you most likely have a job, right? And if as you've gotten older, you've progressed, you've gotten experience, things are looking great, so you're moving up. But for a lot of people, you have a job and you're like, all right, I'm a manager now, things are great. They're like, we'll offer you 18 an hour. You're like, I've seen other jobs similar to this, and they're offering more. They're like, yeah, but like, it's things are not looking great right now, and it's like we'll offer you 18. That's the best we got. And then you're like, okay, fine, I'll go to a place that has 20 an hour. And then you're like, all right, I go to the new job, and it's like, this place kind of fucking sucks. I like the last place more. That's how it is for any job in any career field. And this isn't me defending Steve Bisciotti, the owner, or Eric DaCosta. It's not. I'm not defending Lamar either. I'm just saying, no job is going to pay you what you are worth. They will pay you what they think you're worth. And if you don't get that by now, I don't know what to tell you. That's in every job, in every field, across the board, every state, town, country, fucking continent, anywhere a job is possible, that's the reality. Now, yes, there are some jobs that will pay you, again, they'll pay you fairly well. But even then, most likely, they're still not paying you what you're worth. And I get it. There's like profit, and then they also have to pay their employees, and it has to make sense for them. It's like retail's a big thing with that. I work in retail, and that's always a big discretion where it's, someone who works so hard, they come in early, they stay late, they'll come in on their days off, they'll do this and that, and they're still getting paid dog shit. It's just like, it's a reality. That's the thing with the NFL too. These guys generate millions, even probably billions of dollars for these organizations. And yet they only get paid a certain amount, because obviously they could only also then get paid a certain amount. But it's like, if you could sit there and look at and generate, if you could see the numbers of what, a Patrick Mahomes, a Lamar Jackson, a Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase, or name any big name player, right? Of Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, or fucking, you get my point. Any big name player on any side of the ball, and look at what they generate in jersey sales, just random merch throughout their respective team shops, or fucking whatever, even just ticket sales to the game. It's worth more than what they're getting paid for their contract. It just is. Like, Patrick Mahomes is arguably the face of the NFL right now. He just won a Super Bowl again. He's already being compared as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So, you know the NFL, you know Patrick Mahomes. It's just like right now, he's the face. He generates probably a disgusting amount of money for the NFL. Is he getting that much money that he deserves? No. Sure, he's making up for it probably with all kinds of all the outside NFL deals he has with all these companies, insurance, or promoting these products and all that, this, that, and the third. And you see he's on all these commercials. He's doing all these things and all these ads. And he's incredibly rich. He is so goddamn rich. But is he getting paid what he's worth? No. He deserves more money than what he gets paid. But that's just life. That's just what it is. So when it comes to Lamar Jackson, no, I don't think Baltimore has this thing against him where they don't support him and they're not doing this, that, and the third, and they're just hating on Lamar. Baltimore knows. And it's statistically proven, without Lamar Jackson, Baltimore is fucked. Tyler Huntley and Anthony Brown Jr., big fans. Love them both. We're not realistically winning a Super Bowl with them right now. Lamar is our best chance. That's just the reality of it. I don't know. That's all I got. So us, as a fan, I say us as a fucking part of the team. They don't give a shit about me. But Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, unless they get a big name guy or a guy in the draft who absolutely explodes similarly to what Lamar Jackson did when he was drafted in 2018, they're fucked. They're going to be a top 10 pick next year, and it's going to be rough. Yes, the defense is really good. The running game's there, but without a good quarterback, there's nothing. Nothing good's going to happen. Like we're not winning the division with a semi decent quarterback or a not a great like you need a great quarterback. That's just what it is. Everyone talks about the wide receivers when you need a great quarterback first. And I'm not talking about the wide receivers anymore. I've gone down that road a billion fucking times. I have nothing new to add. But apparently Adam Thielen may be a free agent. I'm all for him joining. I'm not gonna lie. Just saying. Excuse me. And I do want Baltimore still to draft a wide receiver like a Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison, maybe a Jalen Hyatt, maybe who's the other? Oh, Zay Flowers is there. Xavier Hutchinson out of Iowa State. I like his game a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Charlie Jones out of Purdue. I like his game a lot. There's plenty of other guys that I'm all for joining Baltimore. But I'm not Eric DeCosta. I'm not a scout. I'm just a guy who talks to him fucking self. Crazily enough. So, that's what I have to say about that. That was 11 minutes. I'm sorry. But as a Ravens fan, it's all I see. Like, I don't see anything about Lamar Jackson without them talking about his contract. Like, and it's just like, oh, how much. There's all these narratives that these fans are putting out about how much like the Ravens hate Lamar. They don't support him. It's like, no one is saying this but fans. Like, that's it. No one's saying it but fans. All right. So, what else is there to talk about? Daniel Jones got a bag. Derek Carr going to New Orleans and getting, 4 years, $150 million? Good on him. Saquon Barkley did not get paid, which doesn't seem like that's very happy. He doesn't seem very excited about that, which I get. But realistically, they only could really pay Daniel Jones or Saquon, and obviously they chose Daniel Jones. And he's getting I think they said like an average of 48 or 45, some crazy number a year. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, Geno Smith got paid, of course. It's like a 3-year, $100 million deal. Congrats to Geno Smith. That's like a huge fucking turnaround for him. Because I wrote him off. He didn't write back. We all did. A lot of us thought Seattle was going to be bottom of the barrel this past season. I'm sure you look at all the predictions beginning of the season, even before the season, Seattle was like, it was screwed. They were done. They had zero shot to make the playoffs, and then they did the exact opposite. Kenneth Walker the third came out of nowhere. It seems like after Rashad Penny went down, it was just insane the year Kenneth Walker had. But hopefully they could do it again. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this wasn't like a 1-year fluke. I really hope not. Geno Smith seems like a really good guy, and seems like he's been busting his ass to really get to this point, and I hope nothing but more success for the Seattle Seahawks. Daniel Jones, though, I'm a little worried for that contract because it's like he had one good year. I think he threw 15 touchdown passes, and it's like, but I also get it. That's the market. You kind of have to pay your quarterback a lot of money. Like, there is no oh, well, we'll pay him $20 million a year. It's like, no, because he can go somewhere else and get paid 4 times more or whatever that deal is. It's insane. But also, Tennessee and the Rams are doing a rebuild, it seems like, because Tennessee is releasing a bunch of players. The Rams are possibly trading a bunch of people, whether it's Leonard Floyd, Jalen Ramsey, Allen Robinson. The rumors are apparently saying, according to Mike Lombardi, that the Rams are also shopping Matthew Stafford, but I've seen other reports saying that's not true, so we'll wait on that one. I'm not 100% on that, but we'll see what happens. And it's going to be insane. Once this tampering period starts and people are able to, get offers, talk to teams, and once the new season starts on the 15th, it's going to be legitimately insane. Levante David may be a free agent. So Darius Smith wants to be released from the Vikings. There's so many again, I mentioned Adam Thielen's going to be a free agent. It seems like a bunch of linemen are going to be released. It's it's going to be insane. A lot of money is going to be thrown around. A lot of names are going to be called, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, I prefer more the draft time of the year personally, but we will see what happens. But I don't know. It's absolute mayhem. But there was Sorry, give me 1 second. My phone is going off out on silent. So just in case something happens, I am prepared. And it seems like it's nothing, I believe. Give me 1 second. I'm so. This is rude. This is rude of me. Very rude. Very rude. So rude. What's happening? Nothing. Okay. So they did also release the list of compensatory picks. So you have Arizona with 3, Washington with 2, San Francisco with 7. 3 of those are in the third round, which is, I get it. They've lost players and minority coaches to other teams, so it makes sense. Let's see. Kansas City has 3, New England has 2, the Rams have 4, Dallas has 3, Green Bay 2, Giants 2, Las Vegas 2, Tampa 2, Minnesota 1, New Orleans 1, Chicago 1, Houston 1, Cleveland 1, Washington. I say Washington. I think that was everything. But yeah, San Francisco has 7. I doubt they're going to keep all 7. I'm sure a few of those will probably get traded because having I mean, they also may keep them. It would be smart to keep them because they can just load up on more talent. Because having 3 compensatory picks in the third round is kind of insane, especially with how this draft class is. Draft class, not classed. I can't talk. It's going to be interesting. Like the wide receivers are deep, corners are deep. I know linemen's a little thin in people's opinions, but I still think there's some good talent. Running backs are deep. Quarterbacks, I think the quarterbacks are better than people think because it's like you have like Bryce Young, Stroud, Levis, Richardson, and then it kind of like drops off because you have Tanner McKee, you have Malik Cunningham, you have Dorian Thompson Robinson, that kid from BYU, I think it's like Jake Hall or something like that. And it's, if I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried about Richardson. Not because of any, like, from my experience and just seeing guys who have one full year of just like a tape for starting in college, doesn't always look great. I mean, because the last person, I mean, and I'm not comparing them, but I guess I kind of am. Because the last guy I remember that was like, was a big deal, had like a good year with a team, but only started 1 year. It was Mitchell Trubisky. And the people thought he was going to be the guy for Chicago, like they were saved. And then he didn't really do anything. And then went to Pittsburgh. He left Chicago to Buffalo. Was a backup, and then Pittsburgh paid him, and then he didn't really do anything because Kenny Pickett went to Pittsburgh, which I called, and I have the video proof that I was calling that for months. And now, yeah, he's a backup in Pittsburgh. So I hope that does not happen with Anthony Richardson. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he has tons of potential, but we will see what happens. But no USC or Notre Dame quarterbacks are being drafted, so that's a positive, which I take shots at them. Like university-wise football, it's the quality of football is usually pretty good, but it's just like quarterback-wise, they don't tend to normally be good. Now, I know USC has Caleb Williams, but he was a transfer, so he gets an exception. If he was recruited originally and signed on to USC, I'd be worried. But because he went from Oklahoma, followed Lincoln Riley to USC, you pass by that. You get around that. But I don't. I'm really excited for this season. A lot of stuff's happening in the off season. I am excited. It's gonna be great. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I haven't really watched the NBA a lot lately. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't. Timing of games to like my life haven't been working. I've been watching some NHL games a little bit when I can, but there was this whole argument that hit Twitter, and it was from First Take between JJ Redick and Marcus Spears, I believe. Right? Yeah, I think it was Marcus Spears, and they were talking about the voters of the NBA and how like Jokic has won back-to-back MVPs, and there was like it's like a lot of the media for that is white, and they're picking the white guy to win the MVP, and people reference Steve Nash back in 2006 against Kobe Bryant. Here's my uneducated, somewhat understanding opinion. Now, the media, yes, media does have a lot of power when it comes to like voting for different awards, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, baseball, etc. Media does have their biases. You even like look at baseball with the Hall of Fame. Like there's so many guys who have not made the Hall of Fame because they were in that steroid era. And a lot of those people still have feelings, strong feelings about those guys who were involved in the steroid era. Barry Bonds to be the biggest example. Barry Bonds is the home run leader. And as much as I've in the past been against it, like let's be honest, steroids, not a fan, don't do drugs, but a lot of people in the world of sports are taking something to give them that extra oomph to be better. Barry Bonds did that, and he became the home run king. But let's be honest, even if he wasn't taking steroids, he was still going to hit a shit ton of home runs regardless. And he should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, Pete Rose is different because he was betting on his own team. And I understand people have a whole thing with betting on the sport that they're in or the team they're on. Like Calvin Ridley, for example, was suspended an entire year because of the fact that he bet on games while he stepped away from the team for mental health reasons. But being suspended a year is pretty fucking insane to me. But back to the point, though. The media does play a huge part, and they don't really hide their biases a lot. They keep that shit to the chest, and they're very open about it. They're like, all right, I don't like so-and-so, so fuck him, he's not getting this award. Well, I like this guy better. Not that he's better, but I like him more, so he's going to get the award. And I know a lot of people believe that last year Joel Embiid should have won the MVP over Jokic. I'm willing to have people on to talk about that because I'm not going to comment on that because you don't want my opinion on that. And I know the argument that he may win a third straight. If he wins 3 in a row, that's a bit much. Let's be honest. 3 MVPs in a row, you have to be like an all-time like great player. And Jokic is a great player, and I think he's going to go down in the top 25, 10, depending on how things go for him in Denver. But 3 in a row MVPs is fucking, you got to be like that guy. And there's a lot of other people that are having great MVP seasons this year. Let me pull up a list. Let me get a proper list right now. Of course. Let me see. Okay, so this is on the NBA.com website. Here we go. So you still have, oh, come on. Fucking articles just gave me a list. Thank you. Still have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I hope I'm saying that right. Jason Tatum, season stats, 30.3 points per game, 8.7 rebounds a game, 4.7 assists a game. Giannis, 31 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Then you have Joel Embiid, 33 points, 10.5 rebounds, 4 assists. Luka, 33.5 points, basically 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. And you go to Jokic, he's having 25 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. So he is averaging a triple-double. Excuse me. But I think you can make solid arguments for Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, Luka. But we will see what happens. Now, I know you probably sat there was like, he didn't really say anything. But I think my uneducated self said everything I had to say about that. I don't know. I mean, like, if I had to put it in terms that make... what? Sorry, again, notifications are coming up, and I don't know what's happening. So apparently Titans cannot release Bud Dupree until the start of the league March 15th due to his remaining guaranteed salary, but they plan to release him then. The move will save the Titans $9.35 million against their cap. So that's good to know. But in the world of just MVP voters, there's no good process. Whether it's the players voting, whether it's, the media or a mix of both, or adding the fans involved, because everyone has their own opinions. Like, a lot of people probably don't like Jokic. A lot of people don't like Embiid or Luka or Jason Tatum. They all have their reasons to nitpick why they shouldn't win the award. So there's no, good, really way to determine that, unless you're going off just, team record. You're going off just stats alone, and then just being like, boom, that's it. Whoever's leading the league in like these certain stats or the best win rate or whatever, and then it's like, cool, give it to them. But again, I'm not saying that's how they should do it. I'm just saying there isn't a good, and that's in every sport. There's no way to really predict. Sorry, not predict. Like to really, I don't know how I want to frame this. Really kind of agree on like an award, unless like a player's having an absolutely bonkers year where they're just doing shit that's like no one in the league is touching them right now. No one in this sport is even close to where player A is at. But if it's a year like the last couple years, or even like last season for the NBA, it's like you could say Embiid, you could say Jokic, but people then went Jokic. It's like that's the thing. You can't. We're human beings. We all have our previous biases. Maybe we've heard something. Maybe if you haven't been like watching a certain player enough, or you've been watching a player too much, then you're like, all right, well, I've seen more film from player A than player B, so I'm gonna go with player A. And it's like, but if you watch an equal amount of player B, then you'd have a different opinion. It's like there is no good way overall for everyone to agree on something. And, we'll see what happens though once they do award the MVP at the end of the year. It's probably going to cause some controversy if it is Jokic again, but hopefully, like, a Giannis gets it, or Embiid, or Luka. Even if Luka wins it, it's going to be like, really? The other white guy? And then that's a whole other conversation. I'm a white guy, so my opinion on, like, the media and their, like, issues with race in the past of just not the NBA, but football, baseball, like, and so on, that's not really my place to say, because it's just gonna sound ignorant for me, and that's not how I want to present it, because that's not how I am. Like, but it's a lose-lose situation regardless. That's all I got. That's all I can really say. It's a fucking lose-lose. Sports, they're fucked up. Great, a lot of great things about sports, a lot of bad things about sports. Ow, sorry, I'm trying to crack my knee at the same time. Off topic though, sports. And if you got to this point, you're probably already over the podcast. So if you made it this far, thank you. But I want to say one quick thing, and it's off sports. I'm trying to find a doctor. I'm trying to find a psychiatrist. I'm trying to get back on my medication because I have some issues like depression and anger issues and ADHD, mood swings, and other bullshit. Right? I'm not downplaying mental health issues. I'm just trying to make a joke out of it, so relax. But I'm trying to find a new primary care doctor because I need the doctor to refer me to the psychiatrist and so on. You get it. And I have new insurance for my job. And I was trying to, like, look through who's available. And I called, like, 4 or 5 or so, like, different places. Hey, is so-and-so accepting new patients? They're like, actually, they're retiring soon. I'm like, why is every doctor in my area retiring? Even the psychiatrist I had is retired. I'm like, I didn't get a single phone call. I didn't get a notification. No voicemails. Nothing. I'm like, God damn, why is everyone old around here? Why is everyone retiring? And also, the people who aren't retiring aren't taking new patients. I'm like, well, it's going to be a little rough for a bit. We're going to get through it, though. We are going to get through it. It's going to be fine. Everyone relax. I'm fine. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because that shit's annoying. So I'm like, I just want 3 different pill bottles, bunch of medications that I take responsibly and at the proper times, so everyone fucking relax. Okay, thanks. But it's just like, fucking Christ, man. I just want to get my fucking goddamn medication. It's not possible right now. It's just not. It's just, I have to wait till the new generation of doctors come in, I guess, in my area. Which that could be fucking years. Or I move to a different area. But then I gotta get new insurance and fucking just more bullshit. Being an adult, super trash. See, parents make it look easy. When you're a kid and you're growing up, you're like, wow, I get to go to the doctor whenever. Oh, wow, I have all these appointments. Parents make it look easy. Being an adult, I'm just like, oh, this is a lot of fucking work. I know people are like, oh, you're one of those millennials who are, shut up. I don't care about you. Shut up. All right. I am whining. I am complaining. Like you've never fucking complained before. Like you've never had a discretion or a disagreement or a conflict with something. You have. You have. I know. You whether your job sucks, you hate your significant other, your kids are annoying, you're not getting paid enough, the car you have sucks, you fucking drive too far, the commute is rough, the world of politics or the music isn't the same like it used to be, or fucking you hate social media, or you don't like the sports because it's become too political or not political enough. Shut up. Okay? Get off Facebook, get off Twitter, get off fucking Rumble or fucking TikTok or whatever the fuck you're on, and just shut up. Fix your life, get it together, okay? Because I'm real sick of your shit, buddy. Right? We're all tired of you complaining. No one cares. So shut your little mouth and listen to this podcast. I want to thank you for your time. If you made it this far, thank you. Podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, where podcasts are available. This podcast is then available. Also on YouTube, if you're watching it visually, I would appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure to rate the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on TikTok. All my socials will be at the end on the screen that you're watching or in the description down below as well. Whether you're listening to this to audio or video, there's a description, and my socials will be there. You should follow me. I'm active as hell on the TikTok. We're talking about a lot of stuff on the talk. A lot of insider news I do. I mainly do football on TikTok because that seems to do well for me. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm almost at 1,300 followers on that, so that's exciting. Follow me on there. Help the boy out. Be nice. Okay? I want to thank you. Hopefully you have a good rest of your week. I recently turned 29. I was 29. I turned 29 on the 6th. You didn't say happy birthday? Kind of fucking rude. Let's be honest. And I'll see you all next time.